Live from KTV in Reno, you're watching 2 News at 6:30.
It's definitely very interesting and a little frightening too.
Yeah, quite the story here. After undergoing a bone marrow transplant, a Spanish Springs man now has 2 sets of DNA. That's tonight's 2 News big story at 6:30. Good evening, I'm Ryan Canada. Kristen has the night off. Thanks for joining us tonight. Scientists at Washoe County's Forensic Science Lab, they're studying one man's DNA following his battle with leukemia. Chris Long underwent a bone marrow transplant almost 5 years ago, and now the DNA in his blood all comes from his donor. Paul Nelson spoke with Long and shows the dramatic change in his DNA profile.
Chris Long works in technology services for the Washoe County Sheriff's Office. He's also a cancer survivor. The father of 2 was diagnosed with leukemia in 2014.
To be honest with you, I'm not sure I was going to be here, so I guess if I could help out anyway, I wanted something positive to come out of this awful experience.
Long underwent a bone marrow transplant in 2015, and he agreed to let the forensic science team at the Sheriff's Office study the effect on his DNA. Every day, he gave them a small blood sample to look at.
They ran those through their machines. As time went on, each day you could see the DNA profile of me go down and my new one come up. By day 20, I was completely gone in my blood, and I have a new DNA profile in my blood by day 20.
Bone marrow creates blood cells, so that explains why the DNA in his blood changed. But the study also shows his donor's DNA is in his saliva, hair, and other bodily fluids.
The analysts who were interpreting those results were fascinated by seeing how much of the donor was present and how much of Chris was present in different samples.
Of course, having 2 sets of DNA presents a lot of questions, like whose DNA would he pass down to any potential children?
That's been the fun what if. We've done that quite a bit in our own little story too here.
I would be extremely surprised if there would be anything other than Chris's children walking around.
Long says he hasn't seen any physical changes other than darker hair because of the chemotherapy.
It's still me. Even though I have 2 DNAs now, it's definitely still me that's here, and my personality, and good or bad.
Covering the story, Paul Nelson, 2 News.
Boy, what a story. And it took about 3 months before doctors found a match for Long's transplant. It came from a man in Germany. Long says if it weren't for him, he wouldn't be alive today.